Have you been experiencing brain fog recently? If so, I want to share a simple solution using nothing but a notebook and a cup of coffee. But first, I want to share a Bible verse that I've been meditating on. It's a proverb. It's Proverbs 16:9, which says, "The heart of a man plans his way, but the Lord establishes his steps," or the Lord directs his steps. See, we plan, but God leads, God establishes, He directs. And I can share a personal example. Here recently, my son, who's fixing to be 13, he wanted to get an e-bike, an electric dirt bike. These are real popular with kids his age, you know. And so his plan was to get an e-bike. The problem is he didn't know how to do that. He didn't have any money, he didn't know how to come up with the money. And so his dad came along and helped direct his steps. And so we explored solutions. We looked around to say, okay, how can you earn some extra money? We began to brainstorm together. We found he had outgrown his golf clubs. I was like, what if we sold your little ping set of golf clubs? Okay, so we did that. And then he had this electric guitar that was gifted to him, but he didn't want to learn guitar. And I was like, dude, what if we sold that electric guitar on Facebook? You'd probably have enough money then. And so sure enough, we sold his electric guitar, orders an electric dirt bike. So he had the plan, but he just needed help getting to the result. He needed some help from his father. So what I want to share with you today is I had got this moleskin, okay? I've shown it to you before. It's a moleskin. It's grid paper. And I have absolutely just been filling this thing up. I use this separate from my normal journal just because I kind of use it as a project journal, brainstorming stuff for YouTube. I put notes from courses that I take and different things like that inside of this moleskin or moleskine. I know it's pronounced moleskine, but I live in West Texas and I don't say moleskine. I say moleskin. So you can leave a comment and let me know that my pronunciation is wrong, but it's a moleskin in Texas, okay? I also know that these aren't great for fountain pens, but I don't really use fountain pens hardly ever. I use a freaking Pilot G2 pen because that's what I like. I do have a fountain pen. If I'm going to use it, I'll use it in a Leuchtturm notebook. Anyway, I'm getting off track. So if it's our job to do the planning, but then it's God's job to come in and direct, to establish the plan, a couple things come to mind if you've got that brain fog. One, you may be thinking that it's God's job to plan this thing that you've been stuck on, okay? And you're in a brain fog because you're waiting on Him to do something that He's waiting on you to do. So how do you plan something? How do you plan your way? Well, I've been using this moleskin notebook, and it's amazing when I go to the coffee shop or I'm at home and I sit down with a notebook and I begin to plan things out and I invite God into it. It's crazy how He shows up and begins to put everything together. So like, for example, I've got this one page that was just a big brain dump, okay? It's just full of things that I was brainstorming for this new YouTube channel that I just started. And so I was just trying to make sense of everything in my head. That's why I like to use a journal, because you get everything out of your head and onto paper, right? So, but when I actually sit and I invite God into what I'm doing, it's crazy how if I take the initiative to start planning something, that He'll come in and help, just like I helped my son. He'll help kind of show me what I need to do, the direction I need to go. So, what is it today that you need to start planning so that your Father can direct your steps? Grab a notebook, grab a coffee, And just begin to write, to plan, to get that brain fog unclogged. Get your thoughts on paper. If you need some help getting started journaling, or you need help growing in faith, Bible journaling, I've got free resources in the link below. They're free to you to use. And as always, remember to make a change, or tomorrow will look like today.